Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing an 8.5 by 11 layout, playing along with Kit Conspiracy using MK Gun's paper pad that she brought out this month. And here I have 3 photos of my son bringing in the trash cans on trash day. So I just wanted to get those in his album. He was helping out his grandparents. We were at their house and he was bringing in the trash cans. I have a stencil here that I got from MK's shop. I believe this came in a monthly box. It's by All in Create. And then I have these little strips here that are clear stickers. And it's going to take me a minute to get them unstuck, but once I get them on, they turn out pretty cool. I have some acrylic gears. Those are also from MK's shop. And then I have a cut file that I cut up, and it's a whole bunch of gears. The 3 that I first showed, I did distress those with Shimmer's paint, and I plan on doing the rest of them. I have this green paper here. The cloud paper, I actually changed my mind and end up not using that one. This one here is like a mixed media map paper, and I'm going to use that as my background. And then I'm going to cut some of these leaves from the little cut apart sheet, or yeah, I guess it's a cut apart. You could fussy cut these or use the back side. I love both sides. I love the back side of it, so I only cut it down to 8.5, and then I was able to use the strip that I cut off to cut out the flowers that I wanted to use. I have this alpha set here that I actually end up not using because I decide to use these 2 here, and I use both of these on the layout instead. So these are by Vicky Booten. This one here that I'm opening is a Christmas one, but it's black with gold on it. And then the one that's gold and black came out with a different collection. So here I'm going to get started. I have the matte paper. Like I said, I cut that as my background. And then I'm going to stencil with this like a mint, I guess. I don't remember the name of it. It is a Shimmer's paint, and I'm just putting it on my dauber and putting it through the stencil. I did cut the stencil in half. I cut the words off because I didn't want to accidentally stencil the words on. I knew I didn't want the words. I only wanted the image. But it was just easier to do that way, so I went ahead and cut it. I know a lot of people are like, you cut your stencil, but I didn't really need both of them together. So I probably won't use the words. I don't know when I will. Maybe I will. But they're just not my favorite. But I definitely love this side of the stencil. So I did it on the top and the bottom corners on the left and the right. And then I'm going to splatter a little bit of a darker green. I probably should have did the darker green through the stencil because in the end, you really can't see this in the background. But it's there. I know it's there. And in real life, you can see it a little bit more than you can on camera and even in the close-ups. But either way, it's okay. Sometimes that happens with mixed media. So here's the 3 photos. I'm going to mat them on white cardstock first, and then I'm going to place them individually on this green minty color paper. And I just love the lighter green mint color, so that's why I used it as the photo mat. And then I'm inking up the edges of it right now. That's what I was doing there. And I'm going to use those stickers, which at first I played with it for quite a while trying to get it to come apart. And I was like, well, maybe it's not a sticker. But when I go to cut it, I actually cut it at kind of a funky angle. And that's when I get it to peel apart as a sticker. So I was like, oh, wait, it is a sticker. So after that, I was able to peel the other ones apart very easily. So I actually ended up with 3 of them versus 2. 2 of them are stuck together. So, but that was a good thing because I have enough to mat the photos with that sticker and make sure that it pokes out all the way around on all 4 sides. And I think it looks pretty cool in the end. And you'll definitely see that if you look at the close-ups. I'm not sure how much you can actually see on camera. My screen is a little bit smaller as I'm doing the voiceover, and I definitely cannot tell that it's on there. But I think you can see it a little bit better when you're watching the video back. But I made sure that like any of the black lines that were darker were towards the edge so that you would see those also. And I just think it's like a cool effect around the photo mat. And I made them all the same just because the photos are not really important. There's not one more important than the other one. Like I said, he was just bringing the trash can back up from the curb, and I just thought it was cute that, he offered to go get it and bring it up. So here I'm just playing around, tucking in the gears, deciding if this is how I want it to look. After I get them all laid out and, playing around with them, I do go off camera and glue everything down. And when I come back on, I'll show you that because I will glue down the gears, the larger gears, in place with you. But at first I was just playing around, seeing if they were all going to fit, if I was going to be able to squeeze them all in and make them work. And it actually turns out to be pretty much the perfect amount of gears. So I didn't have to cut any more. I just happen to have these ones in my stash. MK has a video showing how to distress the gears that are white cut file and basically use either distress oxide inks or shimmers inks and blend them together. And that's basically all I did to create the gears. And again, you can see the gears more closer up also in the close-ups. And they shimmer and shine, which I like. So that's why I use the shimmers paints. So here I have it all down as one piece. I can move that. I have the 3 photos stuck together. And I have the acrylic gears already attached. I also have play foam on the back, so it's going to be popped up a little bit. But first, I'm going to attach all the cut file gears behind, and I'm using liquid glue to do that, just to make sure that they lay down flat. I don't want them curling up or anything off of the background. I want them to lay flat. This one here, I decided I wanted the larger one versus the smaller one. I was going to take the smaller one off, but it was stuck down. I couldn't do it. So here I'm fighting with my ATG to get it to roll on the foam tape, or the play foam. It did not want to roll on top of there, so I gave up. I just added liquid glue, which I add liquid glue anyways, but I wanted the ATG also. But it's okay. I was tired of fighting with it. So here I'm just putting it down. I'm going to use this cute little wood veneer that says home. It has like a little house cut out at the top of it also. I broke it. It is one piece when you buy it, but it's kind of on the thinner side. But when you glue it down, it just looks like one piece again. It's totally fine. And then I'm going to put chores underneath home. So it's going to be home chores down here at the bottom. And then at the top, I'm going to put trash day. And I'm also going to put 2020 because this was 2020. And it's one more layout for his album. So I'm just adding those letters down. And I do have to use liquid glue because they are chipboard. They do not stick at all. I'm really surprised. These ones aren't even that old. These ones probably came out last year, I think. Maybe the year before. I think they came out last year, but yeah, they have no stick, but that's okay. And then, like I said, I put 2020. I'm going to bring in sequins from my stash. These are from Spiegel Mom's Scraps. If you know or don't know, she went out of business, so you can no longer pick up her sequins. But I absolutely love her sequence mix, and I'm doing actually 2 of them. This one here is Bookish, which is like a cream gold. There's a little bit of like the orangey copper color that's in the gears, and then green. So it has all the colors that are in the layout. So I went ahead and just put a whole lot of them all around. And then this one, I'm bringing in just the navy. There's like navy blue sequins, and I wanted to add a little bit more blue to the layout because he's actually wearing blue. So that's why I was bringing the blue in. I'm going to hold it up here in just a minute, give you a little closer look. I have a few close-ups to share at the end. Hopefully you'll stick around for those. And like and subscribe if you liked what you saw today. Thank you for coming by and watching the video. I'm not sure if MK has any more papers left in the shop. I know she does have a lot of gears and cut files and different things like that in her shop. If you want to check that out, I will leave a link down below. But I love the way this layout turned out, and I think it turned out really cute for, trash can photos. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.